I know this is unorthodox for me to be sitting here being interviewed about my house, but I'm going away during the auction period. So I want people to put a face to a name and see who actually designed and built the product. Because I know there'll be a little bit of trepidation because it's a new product in the country. So I just wanted people to realise who I was and what I'm about and how passionate I am about building. So, and that's sort of why I want to answer a few questions systematically now, so that people can just, make up their own mind, not just from the agents. They can see me discussing my product and a little bit about it. My building credentials, I've been building for 15 years. Prior to that I was a professional sportsman, so I did a mature age apprenticeship. So I'm nearly 40, so I've been building for quite a long time, and mainly in this area, within a 5k radius. So I believe in this area quite passionately, and so do a lot of people. So we built a lot of houses, and I design everything. We don't necessarily do client builds, it's mainly for friends, family or the like. So I've got good enough credentials for this particular build. We looked at putting a couple of containers in the backyard of the old house that was here that we owned, because my wife's an artist, so we just needed a little bit more space. And once I did the math on a per container price, and then its structural integrity and what you get for the price, and just, they can take 30 tonne of goods inside one container, stacked 10 containers high on a ship that racks 25 degrees for like 4 weeks at sea. So this thing can obviously take being stacked 3 high with hardly any walls left. So it just it went from there, where I just started then, without sort of telling my wife, I just started to design a house out of stacking them. And a friend of mine is a really good engineer, and we just sort of started workshopping it, and then it was, I have to build it. And I'm just black and white. I just went, whether it's to the detriment of me or not, I have to build this product. And that's how it started. 6 weeks later I had council approval, and 12 weeks later we were building. So when it comes to recycling containers, if I was doing a single story home and it was a beach shack, I would probably use recycled containers, because there's enough recycled containers, or enough dormant containers in the world that'll never be used again to go round the world twice. So, because a lot of countries don't have any export. So once they get to New Zealand, say, they stay there. That's it. They don't export anything. So China put the goods in it, they send it to New Zealand, and it's a sacrificial shipping container, and that's it. So, but a 3-story structure, the first of its kind pretty much in Australia, I really needed, they're brand new containers. So they're only November 2012 old, which means they've had virtually no seawater. They've had no racking. They are perfect. So, because obviously I have to guarantee this product to someone that, either myself or someone that wanted to buy it. So I just couldn't take the risk. So 3 stories, it was definitely brand new containers. This particular house, engineering-wise, has a lifetime guarantee. So the engineer has to carry this product for life. So we did a lot of workshopping on this product, and the foundations of this product is 9 metres in depth. So they're micro piles. A normal foundation is, a pier is 1200 mil, 1.2 metres. So this thing's going nowhere, either down or up. Cyclone proof, hurricane proof, whatever you want to call it. We've got massive steel beams throughout the whole house. They're a thing called a 250 UB, which is the Kingswood of UBs, which is a steel member. They're double the size of what I needed. I just wanted that architectural look. So we didn't need anywhere near the amount of steel in this house. And it actually made the house heavier, but it just looks cooler, and it just makes the house just feel more like a warehouse than an industrial design. So, but yeah, this house it's going nowhere. You got 28 mil marine ply structural floors, and then the bamboo floors over the top of that. So yeah, it's a strong product. This house is built to the new flood regulations. So downstairs is uninhabitable. So there's no insulated walls downstairs. It's actually the coolest part of the whole house, which is quite strange how it's all worked out. The next 2 levels, all the perimeter walls that meet the external atmosphere are all insulated to Australian standards. So I've either used wool bats, or I've actually used some polystyrene sheeting and rendered them just for different textures. So it's a fully insulated house. It's not air-conned at present, because I believe it doesn't need it, because of the vortexes and the way I've designed it. So, and a lot of schools at the moment are being designed by architects without air conditioning. You're just cleverly using different windows and things like that. So we've also used a particular glass called E-glass. So the heat transfer, glass is permeable obviously, so a lot of heat is gained through glass. So we've chosen an E-glass, which just gives you a little bit better percentage of heat gain and heat loss, and they're tinted as well. So just a small part of it, but also the rainwater tank is fully reticulated throughout the whole house. Grey water goes to the rainwater tank, toilets, cisterns, so another environmental style. It's mainly, there's a lot of recycled materials in here as well that you'll never see again, or what we call bespoke. So I've, right down to the front landing when you walk into the stairs, the letterbox, everything has been designed to match the house. I couldn't just go and put a normal letterbox from Bunnings in. So if people walk through this house and see anything, they really just should see that the whole time I've spent working with the integrity of the product. I couldn't compromise anything. Okay, so one of the accent materials I've used inside to soften the steel is obviously bamboo floors, which look like walnut, and then also we've used a thing called Tasmanian oak acoustic boards, so it's perforated ply. Now those sheets are about $350 each. There's about $30,000 worth of it in here, and I just needed something to warm the house, and I've made all the doors myself, all the light fittings. It was just a really good accent material, rather than, I didn't want to have glass balustrades and it would have been too harsh, so that was one of the accent materials we used. So when it comes to the paint on the particular containers, when they come out of the factory, they've got 8 layers of paint in the inside and on the outside, so for seawater and etc. I've then put 3 layers of Dulux wash and wear on the inside, and then I've actually put 5 layers of a thing called Intracool, which is made by Dulux, which it's like a rubber membrane that goes on the outside of the container, and it reflects the sun's rays and any radiation rays, etc., from the sun, and it literally, I think it's about 25 to 30% decrease in any heat transfer, and that was mainly just a precaution and then inside that wall you've got an insulated wall as well. So we've also got a 100mm polystyrene roof, and then an air gap between the roof and the container. So this house will outperform any Queenslander, any spec home in Australia. This house is the hardest house I've ever built. I've built virtually everything bar specific trades with my own 2 hands. The reason why it was so hard is every single thing I did I had to think of. So normally you can just go and grab a pair of stairs from wherever, a steel company, and whack it on the front of the house, put steel treads, timber treads, and you're done. Or glass balustrades, or just particular. My pool fence is made out of 3 facade panels off a high-rise from the Gold Coast that were being discarded. They're brand new, but there's a $35,000 fence. So everything I did, it was actually very taxing. So, even right down, I said to my mailbox before, you can't just go and put a normal mailbox in. So I have to sit and draw and think about everything to make sure this house is like no other. And love it or hate it, as long as people think that it's quite clever, then I've ticked the design brief. Someone will fall in love with this house and buy this house, and they'll have me as a friend forever, and I'll probably annoy the hell out of them, because I want to make sure that the house is well looked after, and And you know, every time they want to do something, they ring me and say, Todd, can you do this? Rather than some other dodgy person come and put on a Foxtel antenna or something. I'd rather be involved in it. And I've just bought a house on the Dean Street, which is right in front of here, that I'm going to renovate. So, and then sell as well, because that's what I do. So I believe in this area, and I'm not running away from this product or this area.